Police want to find the person who shot a Good Samaritan as she passed out food to the needy. The horrific shooting happened Wednesday morning as Dorothy Gordon handed out baked goods from the trunk of her car. Fox 5's Angelique Proctor joins us from Grady Memorial Hospital, where she just talked with the 75-year-old son.
Well, good afternoon, Christine. This shooting has angered a whole lot of community members and even veteran lawmen, and it's left 75-year-old Dorothy Gordon here at Grady Memorial Hospital with a bullet still lodged in her back.
I think it was terrible. You know, it's just, you never know what's going to happen, and somebody's trying to do the right thing, and then stuff like this happen.
Justin Gordon is flabbergasted that someone would shoot his mother, Dorothy Gordon, at 9 o'clock in the morning as she passed out food Wednesday at the Chevron on Washington Road in East Point.
Mom usually donates food, so she was handing out food at the gas station, and then some stray bullet hit, struck my mom in the back.
East Point police say the shooter took off. Crime Stoppers has posted a $5,000 reward for anyone with information. Even police are livid behind the senseless shooting.
Right now, I mean, I get the reward, but right now our biggest reward is finding out exactly what happened. We're angry by this, we're saddened by this, and we want to bring the family justice.
Well, police are calling this an attempted robbery. Detectives tell us a semi-automatic rifle and sword was involved, and we have a warning. Some may find the video in our story to be very disturbing.
Police department need your help identifying these 6 individuals.
The video provided by police shows an armed robbery and assault in progress. It starts with someone sprinting toward a man police say is 74 years old. The person can be seen pointing a semi-automatic rifle at him. The victim is soon surrounded by 5 others. The victim uses a crate to try and fend them off. When someone sneaks up behind him, knocking him to the ground, they all then start pounding and kicking him while he's on the pavement. We showed the video to convenience store customers.
I see a lot of kids in that video. Senseless, very senseless.
Police say one of the individuals carries and threatens the man with a sword. This happened around 3:46 a.m. on Liberty Heights. Police haven't said why the man showed up to the store, which was closed at the time. Workers say the store is open from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. Detectives have not said who the car parked in front of the store belongs to.
I mean, to me, they some cowards, to be honest with you.
The 6 suspects appear to relentlessly taunt the man. They once again sneak up behind him and knock him to the ground. The victim continues to be punched and kicked while on the pavement.
They need to see what's right, what's wrong. You get what I'm saying, bro? It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Y'all should be in the house getting ready to wake up for the next day. But instead, y'all here terrorizing the old people.
According to police, the 74-year-old man suffered bruises and an injured hand. The police video does not show how the assault ended. The man was treated at a hospital.
It's a tragedy that we don't have something stable for how we used to go.
Police are asking the public to help them identify the suspects. Anyone with information is urged to call robbery at 410-366.
Shalom, Shalom Israel. First and foremost, we give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, BaHashem, YAHAWASHI, BaHashem, Rakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to mighty Akim, Wakwathim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this found captivity, as well as the speckled bird that may look like the other nations, but are actually Yasharala. This brother Kawak Cup coming at you with no lesson. Today's lesson, it's going to be on this whole people getting beat up, but it's not necessarily old people getting beat up, it's people in general. And the reason why is because, let's read this, let's start off with this. Nahum chapter 1 verse 3, the Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. So basically the thing here is that, when it comes to stuff like this happening, you might think, oh man, like how could someone go beat up an old person? How could someone go do this and a third or whatever? But like, you have to understand what is the context? Like, why did they do it? We did not get the answer to that. We did not hear, what led up to it, or, well, obviously it looks like, in terms of like how it started, it just looks like an unprovoked attack. So yes, in that sense, it does seem kind of unprovoked. But in terms of like the spiritual aspect of it, what led up to that, in the sense of why did Yahawadah allow something like this to happen, when this woman was, all she was doing was trying to feed the homeless, or why this dude who was just minding his own business and whatever and stuff like that. Like all these different things, all these different factors, people will are people they don't know. And I'm not saying this to say that those boys or whatever were right in beating them. Absolutely not. But I am definitely saying, as a matter of fact, that reminds me of another precept. Let me get that. Sirach 39 verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. So basically the thing here is that when it comes to judgment, Yahawadah, he sends people, he sends things or whatever as judgment. And let's actually see some of these. Well, no, you basically get the point. So the Lord puts a spirit on these devils to cast judgment on them. All right. So I'm not saying I know what these two old people did. I'm not saying that they, but I am saying that Yahawadah would not allow stuff like this to happen without a reason, and we have proof of that over here in Proverbs 12 verse 21. There shall no evil happen to the just, but the wicked shall be filled with mischief. So why would the Lord Yahawadah allow for some old woman that's feeding the homeless to get shot in the back for just being homeless? She was in the middle of feeding the homeless, and then now she got shot. Like that was basically the thing. That was basically what happened, where it's just like, oh my God, how could this have happened? Like she was just a good person. She was clearly a good person because she was feeding homeless. Like, well, the fact of the matter is that what you see on the certain, and that's the thing. You can't just judge things on a surface level. There's a lot that goes into it, and on top of the fact that there's a lot that goes into it, there are just certain things that we don't know, and we might not ever be able to know because we weren't in these people's lives. And one of the things that I kind of want to point to is that, again, I'm not saying that this is 100% fact, but it's highly likely that what happened is that maybe these old people, maybe that old man, for example, maybe he was in a gang in his younger years. Maybe he did something to someone, or maybe he might not have been in a gang, but he had done something to someone, and just this is just judgment finally catching up to people. All right, and that's the thing over here in Nahum, as rereading it in Nahum 1 verse 3, the Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord did not say, I'm just gonna let these people get away with all the stuff that they did. No, absolutely not. He's not just letting them get away with it. Certain people, they do certain things, they do evil, and sometimes the Lord, he allows them to have that false sense of security. It's just like, I don't know if you've seen that on one Family Guy episode where Stewie, he beat the fuck out of Brian, and then because he didn't give him his money, and then at the end of the episode, I think what happened was Stewie said, "Hey, Brian, sorry for being the fuck out of you. You know, you can get back at me and whatnot. I'll give you the free thing." And then Brian was like, "Okay, well, like, sure. Thanks for that. I will wait for when I want to do it. I'm not gonna just do it now. Oh, I'll just wait and for when I want to do it." And then he's like, and then Stewie's asking, like, "Okay, so when are you gonna do it?" And then he's saying, I'll let that be a surprise." And then he just like pump faked him like multiple times before the episode ended, and it's just like there is the anticipation and the fear of, okay, well, he might do it now. He might get his revenge right now, and I'm gonna be getting beaten the fuck up. So I'm trying to brace for it. But then he might just forget. And he might wait like a year, and then after a year or so passes, then Stewie forgets, and then it's just like, okay, well, I guess I don't have to worry about anything. He probably forgot about it, and then randomly he just starts getting beat the fuck up by him and stuff like that. And it's because of stuff like this. It's because of stuff like this that makes, you know, that works in the same thing with YAHAWAH, where YAHAWAH, he allows you to think, oh yeah, I'm not gonna get in trouble, I'm not gonna face X, Y, and Z or something. As a result of that, I feel like I'm good, I'm gonna be taken care of or whatever. And then lo and behold, look at how judgment came when they least expected. They thought that they could just get away scot-free, but then YAHAWASHI proved them wrong. All right, this is the thing about it, where people have that false insecurity and thinking that, well, I'm good, I'm gonna be fine or whatever, or you know, or even worse, because that's the thing here. Oftentimes, people think that they can choose their own ways to redeem themselves, when that's not always the case. Okay, no, you can't choose how. You can't always choose how to redeem yourself and all that stuff. All right, sometimes it's just not up to you, and even then, you know, where is it? You know, you still have to answer for the things that you did. All right. Now, Matthew 19:17, and he said unto me, "Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is Yahweh. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments." And this is another thing where, you know, people think, oh, they were such a good person, they were good this, good that, or whatever. Well, no, that's objectively not true, because the only person that is, or the only being that's good is Yahweh, the Most High Yahweh, not Yahawashi. Because even Yahawashi was saying that, well, even then Yahawashi is, you know, kind of technically good in a way, but even then, my words do not supersede his. We can only go off of what the Heavenly Father and His Son say, and as a result of that, Yahawashi is basically telling us that the only one that is good is Yahweh. So all this thing about us being good, no, we can't be good, because the only Yahweh is good. We can strive to be good, we can strive to be better, but that does not make us good. And at the end of the day, we are not good. All right, and only Yahweh is good. So as a result of that, this is the end result being this is the end result in being that Yahawashi is the good. All right, so to say that, oh my God, this woman was such a good person and stuff like that, no, because very clearly the fact that something bad happened to her just goes to show that yes, she's good. Just as, and you know what, funnily enough, yes, I was about to say, I was just thinking about it myself, us or me, whomever, or us as individuals, whenever stuff goes wrong, whenever bad things happen, you know, that's just judgment onto us for the things that we've done, we do, or whatever and stuff like that. Like, we can't just get away scot-free as much as we would like to. But that's the thing, and that's just a sad reality, which is why we have to try our best to strive for perfection. And again, it's not like we can be perfect, but we can attempt to mitigate the amount of evil that falls upon us by attempting to be better. All right. Matthew 12 verse 50, for whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother. And this is the thing here where, doing the will of Yahawadah, that is where the good, the righteousness is, where, we are serve. It's basically serving Yahawadah, which also leads into this. Let me actually first see if I can find some context. It's wisdom. No, fear is. So Proverbs 1 verse 7, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Proverbs 9 and 10, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. Psalms 111 and 10, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding is have all they that do his commandments, his praise endureth forever. And then going back here into Psalms 34 verse 7, the angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. So basically, the fear of the Lord, it translates to, wisdom and knowledge. And, the wisdom and knowledge also goes into, just obedience. All right, because the fear, having fear in Yahawadah, that makes us know, okay, you know what, we need to make sure that we don't piss Yahawadah off, because let's actually get that. Hebrews 10 verse 31 is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of a living power. So basically, again, you don't want to go against Yahawadah, so we seek his approval through our obedience to him, which is ingrained in our fear of going against Yahawadah. Hence, again, the translation, the translation from our obedience and doing the will of Yahawadah, hence the fear of disobeying and going against Yahawadah, which ultimately, once again, goes back into doing good, which doing good is, serving Yahawadah. All right. So yeah, that's basically it. The conclusion is that yes, this stuff happened. Yes, it's, I guess, bad. It's objectively a bad thing and stuff like that. But again, we shouldn't be speaking like these people who are completely innocent. Well, not necessarily that. I'm not telling you how to speak. I'm not telling you how to view these people. But just in general, some understanding is this, that, whenever stuff like this happens, it's definitely judgment from Yahawadah. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto Yahawah, Hashem, Yahawashi, Hashem, Double honor to the elders and apostles, the great millstone, above the ball, and Shalom.